Hello, everyone. My name is Andy Zheng. I'm a senior analyst here at Visible Network Labs. Today, I'll be giving you a walkthrough of the Partner CPRM platform. We've recently done a few updates to the layout and organization of the platform. So I'm really excited to share with you the latest version of the software. So this will be your login screen. This is the URL address. And today I will be using the Jeffco CPRM ecosystem as a demo example. So we at Visible Network Labs, we have been working with Jefferson County of Colorado on a project together, and it's fully public. So I'm very excited to be sharing uh, their results and information with you. So once I clicked on logging in, this is the home screen that's taking me to. As you can see, there are a few resources and guides that's available. The intro video, a quick start guide, and we have two demonstration networks for you to explore. One that's kind of a fun introductory beginner one that's based on the Snow White story. And then the other that's based on a public health case study with real organizations involved. And here we are announcing all the updates we are making to the platform. And here we have some additional resources for you to explore, including survey templates, some tips and tricks and user guides as well. All right, I'll just be moving down this menu bar as a kind of a way to organize this walkthrough with you. So the next one, that was the home screen, and the next one I'll be exploring will be the members. But before I get to that, I just want to call out that we have a drop-down menu here at the very top. And this one is the drop-down we use to switch ecosystem. Each ecosystem is its own universe of data with organizations and questions. And as you can see, we also have the Snow White and the Community Health Coalition demo examples here included. They are living in their own ecosystem so that we are not seeing Snow Whites popping up in a real Jeffco ecosystem. Um, but you can use this demo, this drop-down menu at any time to switch your ecosystem. And here I am the owner of this ecosystem. Other people with partner accounts can be added as different kind of level of users, including admin and standard, and also read-only as options. All right, I'll stay here and then be talking you through the members section. So this is our member library, and we have all the members of the ecosystem included in here. I have a filter on, that's why there are only so few organizations. But let me remove the filter, and you'll be able to see that there are actually 305 organizations or members in this ecosystem. This is the default display screen. In some cases, we have the email addresses of the members, and then also the date that was last modified. There are many ways to explore this member list. So you can search for any member here. For example, if I'm looking for a school, you can see like any members whose names or attributes include the word school is now showing up here. And this is a pretty convenient search. I can also use filter. For example, if I'm interested in organizations that are doing advocacy and policy as their primary sector, I can use this to set the filter. And now with this filter, it's narrowing down the full list to just 7 members whose primary sector have been assigned advocacy / policy. And I can click on a member and it will take me straight to its member card. This is kind of a quick display of any attributes and additional contact information we have put in for this organization. So this is everything about the contact, the primary contact. its address is entered and some additional attributes that are assigned. We don't have any additional context information, but there's also a member profile that we've set up. You can click on this and it will take you straight to the member profile for this organization. And any additional notes that might have been added can be shown there as well. And you can edit this information by clicking on the overflow menu here and then click on edit button. Now this is all the basic member information, additional attributes that we want to tag here, and update it pretty easily. You can choose to show or hide the attributes that are currently not used. And you can update relationships and context here as well. All right, I will close this out for now. Also want to say that this data can be very easily exported just by clicking on export data. It will download the all member data fields, including the attributes in a very clean Excel spreadsheet. This will show up like that. And let me clear the filter once again. To add new members to your ecosystem's member list, you can click on the add member button. If you just click on member, then it will pop up this new member button, and the map label is sometimes loaded automatically based on the previous smallest number in the ecosystem's members. And you can add all the information here manually, just as you added member. Or you can upload the members from a file. This will bring you to this pop-up that allow you to download the member template, and then you can fill in the member details. It might be easier if you already have a separate list of contacts that you want to just format and upload to this. It will be able to upload dozens and even hundreds of members all at once with all the addresses and other attributes that you would like to use. All right. So below members, we have capture. This is what we call, what we refer to, whenever we do a data collection. It could be through a survey or a form. So currently, the main data capture here is the Jeffco CPRM. This is one major data collection we've done within this ecosystem. I'll be mainly exploring that with you. So I click on that, and now it's taking me here. This is the overview page of the particular capture. So in this capture, we did a survey, and we had 212 organizations or members that were invited to take the survey. And so far, about 19% have started, and then 14% have submitted, and we still have 67% of organizations not started the survey yet. But even so, we have actually reported 1,739 relationships just across those who have started taking the survey. You can extract all this data, export it as a Excel data file by clicking on this button here. And additionally, you can explore the members that's within this capture here. So unlike the 305 members previously in the whole ecosystem, you can see that within the Jeffco CPRM capture, we are only including 212 of the organizations. This member table works very similarly as before, but you can see their completion rate, the members' completion rate of the survey here, based on the capture's unique data, and whether they have started or not, or they have submitted. And the next tab here is the questions. So this is the questions included in the survey capture. So question 1, question 2, where do you provide services, and so on. So that can be edited here under questions within the capture. And then finally, this is the email schedule we had used. It's been a while, I think, since the emails were sent out, but this is where the data can be added through emails with data collection. Be mainly walking you through the Explorer section of the platform. So if I click on Explorer and then I go to Networks, I'll switch the network from the other one to the real Jeffco CPRM. This is where it's taking me to. So one of the changes we've recently made to the platform is bring this Explorer menu out so that you can come here more easily and really explore the network mapping tool on the platform. So here we are seeing all the organizations or members in the Jeffco CPRM represented as nodes or little circles here. And then the relationship that are reported across them are shown as the lines, the gray lines that are connecting the nodes. So if I include the isolated nodes, you'll see it's 212. So these are the number of all the members that are included in the capture. And together they've reported over 1,700 relationships. And I can make this bigger or smaller. If I move the map out of the center, I can click on the center map button and it will return it to the central position. And this will allow me to rerun the map. This camera button icon here allows me to download the network map as an image with transparent background. And I can also save this particular network map as a visual here by clicking on the floppy disk button here. And I can use the saved visual in dashboards within this platform. So the first time you come into any ecosystem, the network map might look like this. There is not any particular color coding yet, but I'll just start by exploring that with you. So for example, we can color code the network maps members with any attributes or questions that are single select. For example, primary sector, I know is one of them. So you can see here that we have tagged each of the members in the network with one of their primary sectors. So from advocacy policy all the way to schools. And now the nodes are color based on that. And I can also size the nodes based on, for example, centrality scores. So this is really just a reflection of how many partners each member has reported. So for example, this node, you can see all the ties connecting it with other members in the network. So it has a lot of partners. So it's shown as larger than some other nodes. This one, on the other hand, it only has one relationship reported connecting it with number 52. So its size relatively smaller. This is a quick way this is an easy way to give you a quick glance at who are the key players in the network, who are the most connected members who may serve as bridges, helping resources and information get across in the network. And this might still be really messy and like a rubber band ball right now, but one way to really break down the information is to look at specific sub-networks within this whole network map. For example, of all these primary sectors, I want to start by exploring those organizations that are early education or childcare. And then I can unclick all the other sectors and just show those. So there are 19 organizations within the early education slash childcare primary sector. And this is the subnetwork within it. And you can see who are the key players within the subnetwork just based on the sizing as well. And then how they're connected to each other. So now I can see there are two organizations that are not part of the early education childcare subnetwork. I can also try to see how this sector, the early education slash childcare, is connected with another sector, for example, public health. I would imagine there should be some connections across these two sectors. And indeed, so now the green teal color, public health organizations are also showing up in addition to the early education childcare ones. And you can see that some organizations are connected um, uh, to some in both of the sectors, while others might be only connected to their own sector, and who are serving as bridges across these two sectors. So now I have two different sectors shown. I might also want to take a look at how older adults and aging organizations are part of this picture. So let me click on that and rerun the map again. And I'm learning something pretty interesting already. So older adults and aging organizations, they are forming their own clique in a way, but they're not super well connected with public health organizations. Some are connected through 155, which is the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment. That kind of makes sense. And also with Jeffco Public Health Family Services, this organization. And then there's one more connection between number 5 and 103, which is the Jeffco Public Health Mental Health subdivision. So, but otherwise, most of the older adults and aging organizations are not really connected to the public health organizations, and none have any connection with early education and childcare, which kind of makes sense. You don't expect older adults and early education and childcare to overlap a lot. But this is kind of a quick and fun way to just break down a really messy large network into sections or layers that you can explore in more granular ways. So all of this filtering by sector or by attribute can also be used for any non-relational question that's part of the network. And I will move on to show you also how you can filter and color the relationships in addition to the nodes representing the organizations. So for example, in the survey, we have the relational question of how would you describe the organization as a current or potential partner? So you can see that now I'm coloring the ties that are reported across these organizations based on how they answer this particular relational question. I can change any of these colorings at any time. For example, if I want to make this fully engaged a brighter color to give it more emphasis, put it to blue. Now you can see these organizations or these ties that are blue, bright blue, which are fully engaged, really showing up. Let's see. What if I only show the ties that are fully engaged across this network? So the others that are just awareness levels or we're just learning about each other, I'm leaving them out for now, but highlighting the fully engaged ties. And you can see that they are mainly existing across organizations within the early education and childcare sector, and some across them and public health, and very few within the older adults and aging organizations, which is really interesting. So it's telling me that early education and childcare organizations, they have a more of a close-knit and integrated sub-network of their own. They have more relationships that are fully engaged with each other. So this is also another way to break down the data on the relational level. Now let me bring this all back. And then all the other colors are back in here as well. Okay, so the next icon here we have is our insights library. So this is still work in progress, but we are presenting a key players analysis here based on the various centrality scores that are calculated for the members of the network. Currently, this is showing the map labels, but alternatively, we can show the member names. So the ones that are shown with colors are simply the organizations that have appeared in multiple lists. For example, the green one, the Triad Bright Futures, is showing up in 3 of these different metrics for key players. So we're highlighting that way. But some organizations are showing up in multiple key players, as you can see. And then we also have uploaded a bunch of insights based on our existing resources. For example, we have some summary of research and questions to consider, advice for various topics. And this is a quick way to go through them. For example, if I want to look at partnership activities, and I can explore, oh, this one we don't have yet, but we have questions to ask and VNL's advice, and the citations will be including in the future as well. There are some additional styling options. We can change the note size, the note gravity that helps space out the different organization nodes. And we can change the labels color or size. For example, if I want to make them bigger, I can increase the size of those, and also change the color of the lines that's drawn across the relationships, and so on. And at any time, it's like, oh, I would like to use this map for a presentation I'm making. I can simply click on the download image icon, and then it will save the current network map for me to my computer. There are just a few buttons here I would like to walk through as well. So I can turn on and off the isolated nodes using this button. Sometimes it's good to have a full picture and see who's isolated, but other times we don't want to call out or give too much attention to those who might not have taken the survey yet or shown any connections. We can show or hide node labels as well very easily. And then we can show or hide the arrowheads. You see this little arrowheads. That tells me that this relationship is reported by this organization about this other one. So this is the heads, this is the tails. In most networks, it can be helpful to show that, but in some really busy and involved ones, it might be a better display to hide those. All right. So the next tab we have under the Explore and Networks menu is GIS map. Let me just click on that. And as you can see, all the previous filters and color selections that I was just showing on the main network map page is being carried over to the GIS map. So we're showing the same organizations and relationships, just represented slightly differently with the nodes pinned to their actual location on the map. And here we have Colorado being featured here. And the main functionality here is that we're able to show the not just the network members and where they're located, but also layer them on top of GIS base layers. So here I have the rural by county selected. The darker a particular area, the less rural it represents that it is. So this is Jefferson County in Colorado, so it's not particularly rural. We can also use other filters such as other base layers such as childhood poverty by county, health factors ranking by county, and so on. And we also have the school districts, Senate district, House district, and census tract, and so on. Colorado municipalities are all loaded here as well. and US counties. So lots of ways to overlay this data and provide a richer interpretation. Let me switch to Senate districts. You can see the shapes of each district also shown here. Right. The next tab here is network scores. So all of the members in the network, their names, their map labels, their completion rate of the survey, and then their degree centrality, which is the percent of the rest of the network they're connected to. So Action Center is connected to a lot of organizations. It's actually connected to about 40% of the rest of the network. Here we have in-degree centrality and out-degree centrality scores. In-degree refers to the number of other organizations that chose Action Center as one of their partners. So 35 other organizations selected Action Center as a partner. Also, Action Center selected 74 other organizations as their partner. So that's why this is the out-degree centrality, and it's 74. In this particular Jeffco CPRM example, we are not using the value and trust scores questions in the survey, so we don't have any scores here, but in many other surveys and networks, we do use the value and trust score questions a lot, and if those are used, then the scores will be automatically populated here. All of these scores are also averaged in the network summary here, and you can export this table of scores by clicking on this export scores button here. Lastly, we have a charts and tables section where you can really explore and visualize the various data points, including attributes and survey questions directly. And this is all live data. So if somebody else come in and took the survey, and it will be reflected right away. I can show, for example, the sector data as a donut chart here, or as a bar before. Can also do cross tabs across multiple variables. And we can also show any open-ended data as a table. So lastly, we have a summary tab here as well. So this gives you an automated dashboard of all the data that has been collected so far. So here is a summary chart for each of the questions that we have included in the survey. Also some charts about attributes that have been collected in the survey. So these are all the organizations we have tagged on food security and nutrition services. All the organizations, the sums, various health and mental health services. So just a quick way to give you an overview of the distribution of various attributes and question results in the ecosystem. All right, so we will be adding more information to the insights section. This will be an upcoming feature. I'll hopefully have another chance to demo that to you soon. And then I want to call out the share section on the left-hand side menu. There are two main ways to directly share the information we have collected back to the community. One is through our dashboards. So let me just show you real quick. This is, we've actually built out a few dashboards, as you can see, for this network. This is the main one. So if I click on the dashboard, it will take me to a separate web page. And you can save this as a PDF, or you can just copy this link and share with your community. This is something we built together, and you can include any text and images, and we have some standard language and graphics about how to interpret a network map. But then here you can see the same network map as I've just shown you on the analyzer in the explore part of the network, the platform. So all the organizations, the nodes are color coded by the primary sector just as before, and then this is the full network map. I can choose to click on a particular node and see a pop-up telling me who they are and their centrality scores and their basic attribute data. I can also click on this eye icon here, and it will take me straight to this member's member profile. So the one I clicked on is the Colorado Office of Early Childhood. And this is taking me directly to this organization's member profile that we've set up. So we are including a number of data points here. This is this particular member's ego map. So we have it in the center, and all the other organizations that it has connections to are surrounding it. And then also another version of the full network map. And then how this particular member answered various survey questions, how some of the results from this member compares to others in the network, and so on. So we can go directly from a dashboard to a member profile just by exploring this network map here. And let me zoom in a little bit so that you can see better. And we have also included the key player section that highlights the members of the network that are playing different influential roles. Here's a charts of some data points we want to highlight, such as the services provided based on the organization's attributes and questions. And these are about resources, contributions. And here's a chart about organizations rating on what makes the collaboration in JEFCO challenging and the responses by organizations, and so on. And lastly, we have a GIS map here as well that can also be incorporated in the dashboard to be shown. So all the various organizations and their colors and locations. All right. The second way to really share the data back that's dependent on each member and organization is to share their member profiles. So this is the member profile builder. The ones that you've just seen before can be built out that way as well. So in the dashboards, you can build as many dashboards as you'd like. We have also built out a few dashboards that are based on specific topics like early childhood and education, food security, older adults and workforce development, and housing stability / homelessness. So to build or edit a member or a dashboard, you can click on the edit button here. And this is what the builder site of the dashboard looks like. So as you can see, we have this kind of block-based structure. It's very modular. You can move the blocks around, and within each block, you can insert image or text or visuals that you've saved from the analyzer, or network maps that you have saved. And it's very interactive and easy to use. Right. Lastly, I'll just walk you pretty quickly through the additional library items that we have here. So on the libraries, here's where you can manage all the attributes. You can include additional attributes by clicking on the Add button. You can sort attributes to different groups. You can choose whether you want them to be single select, multi-select, or there are even dates and time format attributes. All the survey questions, they can be managed here under the questions library. You can sort by the different question types and add or delete questions. And also when we send out the surveys, we use a few email templates to do that. So there was an invitation email, an introduction email, and then a reminder email, and then a final reminder. So that they were managed through here. And the visualizations that we have saved for the dashboards are over here. And these are some final account and settings menus. So these are the people who are also users of this ecosystem. I can add additional users or take them out. There are some final settings here about which menus that you're allowed to see when you come in, and you can change them here. But this is kind of the walkthrough. I hope it's helpful to you.